Hey ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to game number 2 between Select and Sjow in the TL Open number 2. This is semifinal B. Now if you guys haven't seen any of the games I've cast in this series, talking too fast here, then go ahead and go back to the last series, which was, darn it, I know it was Laylish versus Arg or Ag I think it was. So if you guys haven't seen that series, make sure to watch it. The winner of that series will be competing against the winner of this one, and in the last game of this battle, Select did win against Sjow. Select played off race, and it looks like he is going to be playing off race once again. He's going to be playing Protoss. I don't know what the heck this kid is doing, but I think he's shown that he can hang with the best of them. He's like, oh, this is just an open tournament. I don't care. I'll play off race. Doesn't matter. But in that last game, I actually lost a lot of hair. I said I'd pull my hair out, and I did. I have like a whole bunch of hair falling off my head. 50% stress related, 50% because I physically tore it out because the Zerg player had the game in his hands. How did he lose? He should have just made a couple more drones and he would have been able to win. In fact, he was pretty much dead even with the Protoss. I watched the replay again, I watched the cast again, and he was pretty much dead even with the Protoss in terms of economy the entire game, even though he had an extra hatchery for about at least 7 or 8 minutes. So I don't know, he kind of shot himself in the foot. We'll see if he'll be able to redeem Swarm Glory today, because I have to say, you got to fire this Cerebrate, man. The Overmind can't be too happy about that. Now, it looks like Select will be throwing down that pylon, blocking off that natural. Good play from Select. Always love that. And Sjow is going to be opening 14 pool, 14 gas. So we'll see if he tries to go a hatchery down. I don't think he'll get it until 21 supply. Now, at the same time, Select is going to be walling off the frontal door, and this is a map that is very easy to do it on. It is extremely easy to go for the greedy Protoss fast expand on a map like this with Forge Gate. Why? Because you can block it off with the Forge and a Gate, literally. The only thing you have to watch out for, of course, is this weak pylon falling to like a Baneling bust or something. But out of all the maps, I think Scrap Station really can favor Protoss if they try to go for that fast expand, because there's not much that Zerg can do. So we'll see what Sjow tries to go for. It looks like he's supply blocked himself. No, he's getting his Overlord out. He will be not getting his hatchery down yet. He is gonna get. He has 300 minerals though, so I'm not actually sure what he's waiting for. He's actually got a lot of minerals in the bank right now. But on the Protoss side of the map, Select is going to be getting his Nexus, so he is going to be going for that fast expand build. This is before Gateway. In fact, he's getting cannons down, so doesn't even have the Gateway. And now Sjow realizing, hey man, I'm at 400 minerals. I need to get my hatchery, but the pylon once again blocking off the hatchery from going off, so Select will not be able to land that hatchery until he takes out that pylon. A little pesky thing that Protoss players can do, and Sjow finally gets rid of that scouting worker. So now he can kill off this pylon, he can get his hatchery up. He's got 400 minerals still, so he is going to be using some of that excess on a Roach Warren, and he's going to try to play Roaches in the beginning. Now, I'm not quite sure why I don't see more Zerg players going for mutas against Protoss, especially when they go for fast expand. I tend to think mutas are a very, very good build. Bring in the mutas before your opponent can get too many Phoenix, and then you can really harass the main and the natural. And once the opponent gets too many Phoenix, then kind of switch back down to Hydra Tech, which I think is the optimal way to play against Protoss. But it doesn't look like Sjow is going to be thinking along the same line as me. Silly me, I'm just a noob, so what opinion does my opinion doesn't matter. But Sjow is going to be getting his Roach Warren up, his hatchery now just plopping down. We can take a look on the income tab, and as you might expect, Select is ahead in harvesters, 27 over 23, just ahead by 4. So Select is going to be getting his Nexus Simulator down. He has a Cybernetics core warping in next to his Nexus. Finally going to be getting some tech up, but this entire game he has not gotten anything except for one Zealot out of his singular Gateway. He's been completely harvesting at maximum speed, so he's been pumping out Chrono Boost on his probes. He's got 31 over 28. One thing I should commend the Zerg player Sjow for, though, is he is staying just behind. He's just behind, tailgating the Protoss player in terms of harvesters. He's been mass producing drones as well. Indeed, if we press U, which is the units tab, there have only been 2 Zerglings produced this game. So the Zerg player isn't going to be falling too far behind against the Protoss. He's just now going to be getting saturation over at the natural, and now his income should match up with what the Protoss is at. The Protoss has actually been about double the Zerg for about a minute or two, thanks to the Protoss getting that earlier expansion down. Now, we are going to be seeing +1 weapons coming out for Select. I still don't know why Select is playing Protoss. I really do believe that this is the proper Select, the guy who plays Terran. If this is an imposter Select that made it all the way to the round of 4, the semifinals of the TL Open, then I don't know. I'll pull the rest of my hair out of my head. But I think he is going to be playing off race. I guess maybe he plays against this guy a lot, Sjow, and he feels like his Protoss play is better than his Terran play. Who knows? But he is going to be getting, let's see, 3 more gateways, so he is going to have 4 gateways up. He looks like he's going to be going for a 4-gate +1 weapons timing attack here. And this is a little bit more deadlier than that single 1-base 4-gate timing attack, because now you've got 2 bases funding a lot more resources. In fact, I would expect to see a 5th gateway going down pretty soon as well. And this could be a pretty devastating blow. Now, on the production tab for the Zerg, Sjow is getting 2 Infestors. I like this. Infestors against Protoss? Very interesting, and I love interesting plays, so we'll see how this plays out. Infestors, I think fungal growth can be used to slow an enemy push. We'll see what else he tries to use with his Infestors. Keep in mind, he is not researching any of the upgrades for the Infestors. That's a really cool portrait for the Neuroparasite. But he's not getting any upgrades whatsoever. He's got a pretty much primarily Roach army at this point in the game. His Harvester count really falling behind Select though. Wow, 35 under 53. I don't know. He's kind of making the same mistake he did last game, producing too many attacking units. I mean, he's got all these Overlords, so he can see when the enemy pushes out. Maybe he just hasn't sacked an Overlord. He should really make an Overseer, go in, see what the opponent's capable of. And, I mean, if he saw this many forces, he saw that the Protoss player is pretty much chilling back for now. Considering the long rush distances, I would not have produced all these attacking units, invested in Infestors. I would have produced mass drones. And if we push D, we do see about 5 drones on the way. So Sjow is catching up in economy, momentarily fell behind with a small lapse of judgment, but is going to just playing safe, and he's going to re-catch up and re-macro back up to the Protoss level. Now, this game really is kind of gearing up to a long-term economic battle. We haven't seen any battle whatsoever. Sjow, feeling safe, is going to go for his 3rd now, and he should be spreading the creep a little bit better, trying to get that creep down to the 3rd to make sure he can move over there, mobilize, and protect it. Select finally bringing in an Observer. Both players have pretty much been playing in the dark this entire game. Sjow not getting any Overseers, or I don't even think he has Overlord speed, so he's pretty much playing in the dark. And Select finally now getting his Observer into the enemy Terran or enemy Zerg base. Missile weapons level 1, and there we go. Finally seeing an upgrade on that infestation pit. It is Neuroparasite. Oh man, I think we've seen a game where Zerg tried Neuroparasite